You're married.
He wants me to ask how your wife likes the photos.
Wait, it's not what you think.
My name is Evan Clark, and for 8 years I thought my marriage to Lena was stable. Maybe not perfect, but secure. Then the small things started. Her phone, always silent, always flipped upside down. The late-night meetings that kept happening without any real explanation. The way she started looking at me like I'd faded into the background of her own life. I tried to trust her. I really did. I didn't want to be the paranoid husband. But trust can only patch up so many cracks. Last Thursday, she came home late, well past 11. She smelled faintly of a cologne that wasn't mine. "Oh, a guy from work hugged me after a long meeting," she said with a smile. I just nodded, forcing myself to believe her even though every instinct screamed otherwise. I didn't want to start a fight. I didn't want to face the storm I felt brewing inside me, but then came Saturday morning. She woke up cheerful, almost too cheerful. She curled her hair, put on a perfume she never wears on weekends, and picked out a nice outfit. When I asked what the occasion was, she just smiled and said, "Just grabbing coffee with a friend. Girl stuff. Be back in 2 hours." Girl stuff. I knew all her friends. I knew their voices, their jokes, their lives. So who was this mysterious friend she couldn't even name? 30 minutes after she left, my phone buzzed. It was a text from Lena, just having coffee with a friend. It felt so rehearsed, so vague, and in that moment I knew. I didn't need to follow her or check her phone. The lie would unravel itself. So I replied with something completely out of the blue. I texted her. Ask him how his wife likes the photos. No context, no accusation. Just a single sentence designed to see how she'd react. The response was immediate and frantic. "What photos? Evan, what are you talking about? Whose wife?" The typing bubble appeared and disappeared over and over. I didn't reply. Silence is a mirror, and people who are hiding something hate looking at their own reflection. She was scrambling, trying to figure out how much I knew. Finally, a new message came through. "Okay, I'm coming home. We need to talk." She thought she was coming home for a conversation. She didn't realize she was walking straight into a confrontation with the truth she'd been hiding for months. When she walked through the door, she looked shaken. Not guilty, but terrified of being caught. "What was that text supposed to mean?" she demanded, her voice cracking. I didn't answer right away. I just looked at her and said, "Sit down." The tone of my voice startled her. She sat at the dining table, and I started calmly. "You said you were with a friend. Who was it?" She looked down. "A coworker," I pushed a little more. "A woman?" Her silence was the answer. "No," she finally admitted, "but Evan, it's not what you think. His name is Milo. We're on the same project team. It's all professional." "Great," I said. "So, does Milo know that I know his wife?" Her face went completely pale. "What? You know his wife?" I looked her straight in the eyes. "No," I said. "But you didn't know that when I texted you, did you?" And that's when it hit her. The lie was exposed. "You hit him?" I said. "And when I said something you didn't expect, you panicked." Tears started welling up in her eyes, the defensive kind. "You blindsided me. That message was cruel," she snapped. I leaned in. "Or did it just land on the part of you that wasn't being honest?" And then she broke down, burying her face in her hands. "You don't trust me," she sobbed. "I tried," I told her gently. "But trust needs consistency, and you haven't been consistent for months." She wiped her eyes. "We're just friends, Evan." "Then why hide him?" I asked. Silence. She tried to flip it on me. "You could have just asked me directly instead of sending something like that." I shook my head. "When I ask directly, you tell me I'm overthinking or being insecure. So I gave you a chance to tell the truth. And you chose to be afraid instead?" Finally, she whispered the real reason. "I swear nothing happened. But I liked the attention. I felt seen. You've been so busy, and I felt invisible. There it was. The emotional affair. The secret that was slowly poisoning our marriage. I can work with honesty," I told her. "But I can't work with secrets." She reached for my hand. "I want us, Evan. I don't want anything with him." I told her we'd go to counseling if she was truly willing to rebuild what she'd broken. She nodded, promising she'd do anything. But just then, her phone buzzed on the table. A message preview lit up the screen. It was from Milo. It read, "Did he find out? Should I lie?" Text me. I didn't even have to touch the phone. I just picked up her purse and handed it to her. "You should read that," I said quietly. She opened her phone, her eyes widened, and she just collapsed into her chair, a sob catching in her throat. "It's not," she started. "It's exactly what it looks like," I finished for her. The tears were real now, the kind that come when your carefully built lies crumble around you. "Evan, please," she choked out. "I made a mistake." "I'm so sorry. I didn't sleep with him, I swear. I just liked the attention." I looked at her, feeling strangely calm. "You didn't cheat with your body," I said, "but you cheated with your choices. You let another man take up space in your heart that was supposed to be mine." That seemed to hurt her more than any yelling could have. She whispered, "Are you leaving me?" "No," I said honestly. "But our marriage isn't what it was. And rebuilding this won't be simple." She promised she would change, that she would do whatever it takes. I told her to start by ending it with him completely. And then we go to counseling and lay every single card on the table, the whole truth. She agreed through her tears. Watching her break down, I realized something painful. Love doesn't always end with a huge betrayal. Sometimes it ends with the quiet realization that your partner let someone else fill the spaces you thought belonged only to you. Our marriage wasn't over, but it was deeply wounded. The healing would be long and the trust would be slow to return. But for the first time in months, honesty was finally in the room. And that's the only place rebuilding can truly begin. Thanks for listening to my story. If you've ever been through something similar, you're not alone. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content.